delta and incremental migrations. So when should we do these, the delta or incremental migration? That comes up quite a bit. And the general rule of thumbs that we see is right after the user has been cut over into the target environment, you'll want to run a delta to copy over anything that's changed since the last time you ran that initial copy job. Or if enough time has passed right after that initial copy job is finished and the project might happen to get delayed for a month or two and you need to do another incremental copy job to get caught up so that when the user gets cut over, you can then do the delta right afterwards. So those are kind of the two times that I see it the most. And how do we run a delta or incremental copy job? A lot of the steps are going to be very similar to that initial one that we ran. So let's select our users here, Adele, Alex, and Alan. I'm going to click on Migrate OneDrive. Some of the options are going to be a little bit different. I can still do the latest version if I've already done the initial cutover and I want to do the versions with this one as well as copy over any changes. I can choose all the versions. I can select up to 512 megabytes. So now the tool is going to take what's changed as well as all the versions to bring them over into the target. You do need to make sure that the skip, if the target file is the same version or newer, then we'll click on Next. We can go through and update the matching target account at this time, but more importantly, we can also update permissions. If we ran that initial copy job without migrating permissions, because they can change all the way up till they get cut over, now I can do update permissions for all the content. If I've cut the user over already, I don't need to worry about migrating the permissions with the auto rerun task, so I can leave that unchecked. I'm going to uncheck set the license because when I did that initial copy job, we set the license. I don't want to exclude anything here, but if I excluded anything during that initial copy job, I'll want to exclude it here. Otherwise, when we run this, it's going to bring over all that content that you excluded when you first ran it. So I'm going to click on Next, and I'm going to schedule this to run later. I'm going to set it to do it manually. If I'm doing an incremental backup, I'd want to leave this checked to auto rerun the task, because now I'm just catching data up to the spot where they're prepared to be cut over. If I've cut the user over already and they're using their target OneDrive, I don't need to worry about rerunning that task because there shouldn't be anything changing in that target OneDrive. So I'm going to click on Next and Finish, and that's going to get kicked off.
And that concludes this video demonstration. Thank you for taking the time to watch.